What is happening, people? Welcome back to Gooner Down Under. Here we are. We're just going to talk about 5 key takeaways that I've taken from the preseason so far. Arsenal's US tour is all done. We just have the Emirates Cup, couple games, and then the Premier League season is finally back. Feels like it's been so long. I feel like the international tournament just sort of exaggerated how long the off-season typically is. But we're nearly here. We are nearly here and we have to win it this season. I'm so sick of seeing Man City win it year after year after year. Arteta, I don't know why you'd be watching this. You're probably not watching this, but please do something for us. Let me know what your thoughts of preseason are so far. Do you sort of look, do you take much out of preseason games? Do you sort of just say, you know what, get fit, then Premier League's when we can start analysing things? Let me know. Let me know. If you like these sort of videos, please make sure to like and subscribe. We're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get straight into it. For me, this one was sort of, pretty much known last season. But for me, I think I'm done with Zinchenko. I definitely don't want him starting any games. Maybe he can come off the bench when we're sort of, 0-0, unable to break a team down, trying something different, that last resort. But I'm just done, man. I'm done. That Liverpool game showed it. Most of last season showed it as well. He's just a bit too slow. Defensively, not good enough. Constantly, I think loses concentration. Salah was just easily running past him at will. I'm done. And it hurts because I like Zinchenko. I really do. I like that type of player as well. I like someone who's, technically brilliant, wants to get on the ball, wants to advance the ball, play it forward, play that nice football. And that's why it hurts. But for me at left back, we need more. We need more. That's what it's come down to. We've got pretty much the best defense in the Premier League. Zinchenko just doesn't help that. I feel like he's too much of a liability. Like I said, maybe in spots at that left back if we're sort of not able to break a team down, or chuck him in midfield and give that a go. But for me, I'm done with Zenchenko left back, man. I'm done. I feel like he gets caught out way too many times. Teams know to sort of target that area of the pitch. And especially when we're trying to go up against City, I feel like we can't have any liabilities in that back line. Calafiori, we're yet to see him, but from what I've seen in, the Euros, I haven't watched that much Bologna games, I'm not going to lie, but from what I hear, what I read with like sort of Italian analysts talking about him, he's the real deal. So I'm thinking hopefully he comes in at left back, he solidifies that spot. We need someone to come in and claim that spot. I don't like it where it's constantly sort of rotating who's probably the best option this week. We need to know our best team. I'm not saying the starting 11, first 11 needs to play every single game. Of course there's rotation, but we need to know when crap hits the fan, when crap hits the fan, is that even an expression? When things get rough, we need to know which 11 we can rely on to get us out of a slump. So for me, Zinchenko is nowhere near that. I think he's probably our 4th left back. I don't think this is news. Maybe some of the other takeaways will be more newsworthy. But for me, Zinchenko done. I like him. I really wish it could work out. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. And this sort of transitions straight into my number 2 spot. I want Calafiori, White, Saliba, Gabriel to be our main back 4 because I want Timber to be that main versatile defender off the bench. He's still going to get a lot of game time for me. I still want him to get a lot of game time. For me, across that back 4, anytime there's rotation, Timber's the first guy. Whether it's Ben White right back, Calafiori left back, Gabriel or Saliba centre backs, any of them need a little break. They maybe pick up a small injury. They've just accumulated a lot of minutes. Timber has to be the first one there. So for me, he has to stay healthy. And you could see, he didn't play in that Liverpool game. Our defense looked a lot worse. Yes, he was against Liverpool. Maybe they're a bit more dynamic and stuff like that. But Timber really shone. Man, I can't talk. Really shined in those first couple games. We'll go with that. For me, on the ball, brilliant, athletic, defensively really good. Just that whole round package. Similar to Tomiyasu. I'd say he's a lot better on the ball than Tomiyasu. And for me as well, Tomiyasu, just not reliable enough at this point. Couldn't even make it to preseason. Already getting injured, it just doesn't look that good. I don't want to rely on Tomiyasu too much. I love him, I love Tommy. A similar thing where anywhere along that back line he can play, But for me, Timber has to be that main utility player. You know, we need to keep him healthy. Still want him to play a lot. He's not going to necessarily be a starter for me. But anytime someone comes out, I want Timber straight there. And I feel like we don't have a drop off at all, because I think, you know, Saliba to anyone probably is. But man, having Timber be that replacement is quality anywhere in that back line. So those are my first sort of two takeaways. One, Zinny's done. Two, Timber has to be that key utility defender off the bench. You know, he is covering everyone. He's going to get a lot of game time. That way we sort of have 5 people for 4 spots. And then we have, you know, Tomiyasu's, the Kiviors, maybe even the Zinchenkos occasionally stepping in, but very, very rarely. Next up, I'm not too sure on this one, to be honest. This one's sort of a little bit of the debate. My gosh, you might need to help me out on this one. Does Arteta see Havertz as a midfielder? Now, for me, he started midfield last game and he actually played really well. Was probably one of our better players. Proper box-to-box performance. You know, defensively, bullying Salah, taking the ball off him, winning duels. You know, attacking-wise, making multiple chances as well. You know, creating chances for Jesus, for Martinelli. Got his goal as well. He played really good. Now, was that something Arteta wants to keep doing moving forward? I'm not sure. For me, equally as likely, Jesus, Havertz, both going to be key players. It's pre-season. We don't have a full squad. We need whoever's here to be able to get up to speed and get as many minutes under their belt as possible. So I think he just chucked Havertz in midfield to sort of get everyone their minutes, get them up to, you know, scratch fitness-wise, and maybe start worrying about the starting 11 main roles when the whole team comes back. That's my sort of my thinking based on the rumors. You know, we're linked to Mikel Moreno, we're linked to midfielders left, right, and center. I don't necessarily think Havertz is going to play midfield. A lot of people are worried that he will. To me, it's not. I don't think it's that bad. Yes, Havertz played a lot better at striker, and that's probably where I'd prefer him. But midfield, he's also got his pros. You know, in the air, he's incredible. He wins a lot of duels. He does a lot of that box-to-box stuff. The only issue is he wasn't creating enough for me last season. Yes, it's only one game against Liverpool in a pre-season game. He sort of fixed that. Now look, was he sort of Mesut Ozil in his prime, creating every few minutes? No. But created some really good chances, you know, put in some really good balls, like I said, Martinelli to Jesus. They just couldn't really finish. If they did, maybe people are talking about this Havertz performance a little bit more. But yeah, for me, I don't think Arteta's going to play in midfield, but I wouldn't mind it. I'm sort of keeping this here because I know a lot of people really panicked when Havertz sort of did play midfield. But for me, Arteta's mainly just getting everyone minutes. I think the key takeaway is Havertz isn't going to be a midfielder. I think he's still going to play striker. I don't see Jesus starting week in, week out. And why do I think that? Because it looks like we're going to get Mikel Moreno, and I think we definitely do need midfielders. That's a key takeaway. I feel like we're really, really light in these positions, especially that left 8. You know, yes, we have Havertz who can play there. Again, can. But we need more. Honestly, I think even if we get Mikel Moreno, I think we need another one. I would really like to get Mikel Moreno and Fabian Ruiz. I think that way you can sort of mix and match depending on the game. If it's a team who's maybe more willing to play a low block, you chuck in Fabian Ruiz. Him and Odegaard, the 2 attacking 8s, can really sort of create off each other, work off each other really well. I think that would really help our attacking, you know, our attacking trio as well. And then maybe against sort of City's, Liverpool's, you have Mikel Moreno, who's more, you know, more robust, who's more, just a bit more steel. He's a bit better in the air. You know, he's not as nimble as maybe agile as a Fabian Ruiz. I feel like that's fair to say. But definitely has his own strengths, more of a maybe traditional box-to-box. I think the pair of them would be really good. But I think just adding Mikel Moreno, I'm still scared we don't have enough depth. Especially losing Smith Rowe, another guy that can play there. I don't necessarily want to see Fabio Vieira as the 8. So we need more. I think that's a huge takeaway. I think we all know this. We all know Mikel Moreno is likely coming in, but honestly, I think we still need more. And on that key theme of needing more, we need more attackers, man. We can really see it. Like I said, Havertz, put it on a plate for both these guys. just couldn't finish. Martinelli wasn't able to really break down his players often. And I think we need a little bit of freshness in that front line. For me, Martinelli, Jesus, I think that would be perfect backups. I'm just starting to get a little bit tired of seeing this constantly. I think we need, players closer to that world-class limit to really take us over the line, especially in the Champions League. I think that's where we're going to maybe continue to struggle if we continue with the same attack. You see, Bayern Munich's with the Musialas, Harry Kanes, Cities with the Haalands, De Bruynes, Real Madrid with name 5 of their players. I think we need some big, big boy signings in that just to take us over the edge. I don't think Martinelli is going to be able to, carry us in Champions League games. Jesus looked okay at times in sort of, the group stage games. Later on, can he do the same things? I'm not too sure. We need players to create a lot more as well. I think a lot of the talk online is just get one striker and we're done. All these chances we create, for me, we don't create nearly enough chances. Off the top of my head, I think we're like 6th last season in big chances created, 2nd in goals. So it shows we're quite clinical. With the chances that we do get, we do tend to finish quite a lot of them compared to the rest of the league. For me, we just don't create enough. Now that comes down to, one, the midfield position. We need someone in that attacking 8 to sort of be able to be a little bit more adventurous, create for everyone else around them. That midfield needs to do a lot more. We can't just rely on Odegaard linking up nicely with players. We need that left 8 to also be creating. But equally, I know we talk about Havertz, Jesus, bringing players into play. We need that left wing creating. Martinelli, yes, he's dynamic, he's athletic, he's quick. For me, doesn't create nearly enough. Gets into really good positions time after time after time. His crossing, for me, is very poor. His decision making, not great. His passing, not great. Now this hurts. It really hurts. Being Brazilian myself, I love Martinelli, I love Jesus. But I just starting to get really sick and tired of being disappointed by these guys. So we need more. I hope we can sign someone. It's looking like we might get Gyökeres as well, which would be good. From what I've seen of him, looks like a really complete striker. But I think we also need a dynamic winger, someone who can create, someone who's likely to get over 10 goals, over 10 assists, similar to what Saka does on the right, on the left. We need to do a lot more. But those are sort of my 5 key takeaways. For me, 1, Zinny, done. Unless if it's a sort of a game where we need to, we need to break a low block, chuck him on, see what he can do on the ball. 2, Timber has to be our key sort of defender off the bench, play anywhere in that back line, anytime someone goes down, get him a lot of games. 3, I don't think Havertz is going to be a midfielder, even though he sort of played in that position last game. 4, need more midfielders. Again, don't see Havertz playing there too often unless if we just don't do the job in recruitment. 5, we need more attackers. I feel like that's, pretty common. Most people know this. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the tool so far. Let me know if you have any suggestions on players Arsenal should get. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one, peeps. Peace.